What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys can hear me. My Bluetooth died. So not gonna hold you too long. Of course, it is Blake Early, your favorite children's book author. I wanted to talk about children's books today. So those of you who have followed my writing journey and that whole deal, you know that one of the reasons why I initially started writing children's books was for my son. My son obviously is a black child, and he was having a lot of trouble with reading. And so during the pandemic, especially, like a lot of parents, it was very difficult to kind of like bridge that gap between the online learning and what my child actually needed. And so it turned into creating my own writing tests and spelling tests and this and that. And then now we're writing stories together and, and that whole thing. So fast forward to today, we're in 2025 officially, while I'm recording this video. I released a book called When the Big Trucks Show Up to the North Pole. Now, this book is a part of a broader series that I've been developing for a while in the background, and I'm gonna get better at posting and kind of talking about my creative process and that whole deal. Excuse me. So here is the book, When the Big Trucks Show Up to the North Pole. And a reason why I wanted to talk about this book is because I purposely told the artist to put all black people in it, because I wanted to see something. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my nieces not too long ago, and she said, I said, I don't write books with 100% black characters because black people won't buy it. And she was like, that's not true. And I started laughing. And I'll get into that. Maybe one day I'll do a actual, like, maybe we talk numbers on, like, as far as different races and who really buys my books. But so if you go to the Amazon, and I'll post the link in the bio or whatever, or maybe in the comments, whatever is, maybe I'll do both just to kind of make it easier, just so you can go check out the reviews. Definitely grab the book. It is a good book. I am really proud of like the rhyming structure, and but there was one review in specific, and there's another one that I don't think I can play because it's somebody else's voice memo that they sent to me personally. I know, I don't really know the person, but it was through a writing group. But essentially, this is a white woman from the UK, and essentially what she said was, there's not a lot of diversity in this book. I get that maybe because you're black, you want to write books for black kids, but what does the little white kid, what is the little Indian kid, what is the little, what do these kids get to see? And I was like, okay, and I took that in. But if you go on the Amazon link and you look at the reviews, one of the worst reviews you will read is from a young lady who basically, that was one of her biggest critiques, was pretty much everybody black in the book was the problem, essentially. And not saying it's because they were black. If you read the comment, you'll see she says, like, all of the kids are of the same skin tone. And admittedly, they are very similar skin tones, for sure. They're very obviously all black kids, but these are not kids, they're elves. It says it on the page. Oh no, an elf cried, we're out of throw snow. The snowball fights are mid. They have no snow to throw. Fear not, Big Glow, with a powerful shout, or excuse me, fear not, called Big Glow with a powerful shout. We'll summon up Breezy to help us all out, right? So it says that they're elves. And then Breezy comes and helps, and that whole, the whole deal. They said that, I think they might have, or this might have been a different comment, but they said something about me making Santa Claus black. But Santa Claus, yeah, he is black. I don't care. So, and then they didn't like this. They brought up the Queen of the North. Now, again, you would have to, and this is a part of this is on me. I do accept that. The Queen of the North, she looks black, but I have not released the subsequent books to explain who this woman is. That being said, now this is my anecdotal opinion, what I'm about to say. I believe that if I put the Queen of the North and she was a beautiful blonde haired, blue eyed white woman with rosy red cheeks and a tiara on her head, I don't think I would need any explanation. I don't enjoy these comments, but I receive them because these are people's, this is, I understand them. And I think that a lot of times, I think the worst thing we do is we try to get people to agree with us instead of just understanding. I think the best thing we can offer each other a lot of times is just understanding, right? But yeah, no, I wish that more black folk would have bought this book. I hope more black people buy this book, and I'm sure I have to absolutely do a better job of marketing for sure. This whole thing is a learning journey. You know what I mean? First learning how to write a book, learning how to plan out illustrations, learning how to hire an illustrator, learning what the cost of a book is, learning how long it would take me to draw a book if I was going to draw a book, learning if you got to have bitmap or vector depending on the type of print, and then your color palette, is it CDM or so it is CMYK or is it RBG or are they spread illustrations or is it text to image or text to illustration? All these different things. And marketing is a part of the things you will have to learn. Unless you have a huge budget for marketing, if you have enough money to hire somebody to be your marketer, online, or hire a marketing company, then you do it. And you can absolutely push out books and get a lot of eyes on them. And if you have a lot of times, if you have a cute enough cover, people like the font, they will buy the book. Usually. I still like this book. I am not going to change this book. And the reason why I did this, if I'm being honest, is because I really wanted to, I wanted to see if people would like it or hate it. And I'm not saying people hate it. I think it has a 4.1 average score on Amazon. And that can still be changed with people who buy the book. But no, if I'm being completely candid with you guys, look, it has always been my dream, and I don't think it's ever going to change. It's always been my dream to write books that black parents flock to and black kids love, because we were never main characters. And I don't mean never like it never happened, but I'm just saying, if you a black kid like me from the 90s, I'm 33 years old when I'm recording this video. Excuse me. When we saw a black main character, it was seldom, and so Static Shock was a big deal for most of us, man. Static Shock was a huge deal. And so but when I started writing, that's always been at the forefront. Most of my books are, obviously very diverse, and most what I write honestly is fantasy. So it's not, obviously I'm not writing fantasy books based off race, because I do want to say again, elves are not real. So if I want to make the elves black and give them afros, fine. I can make Oompa Loompas all orange and give them all green hair if I wanted to do that. I can make them all black with thick hair. I had another book, and I changed a lot about the book because the initial reactions were, they were like, hey, all of these people got dreadlocks. And I was like, yeah, but that's kind of the thing. And it was like, man, look. And most of them were white women, but they were like, yeah, look, man, ain't nobody gonna buy this book if you don't put some different hair types in here, skin colors and otherwise. And it's not that I'm against doing that at all, but I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my stuff. You know how it goes. But just to kind of wrap this video up, I'll tell you a few of the other books that I've written, and I'll tell you how they've done. I'll tell you, okay? And I'll try to go sequentially so that I'm not like skipping. So I think it was last year for Halloween, I released Hollow Hues. Hollow Hues is basically, it's a coloring book series. All these different, like, you know, anime characters and all this type of Halloween style characters. After that, I released volume 2. I'll be honest with you, I still think that this illustration is super, super cool. And I still might write something about that guy. He looks super cool. But yeah, you know, more of the same. Just Halloween anime style coloring book. Most of the people that bought them, it was hand-to-hand combat, meaning that I bought author copies from Amazon and then I sold them hand-to-hand. The vast majority of the people who bought these were Black and Mexican. Black and Mexican. There was no preference to volume 1 or volume 2. I think that day I probably only had like 15 copies of each. And I sold, I think I only had 1 or 2 of each left. So I didn't sell out, but I sold most. And then someone hired me to help them put out their own coloring book called Empower Color. And this was obviously a Black woman, and she wanted affirmations, and she wanted to use AI to basically create these beautiful illustrations of these very diverse Black women of all different, you know, backgrounds, hair types, and all that different things. And I still love a lot of the art in this book, to be honest. One of the and on the subject of this, before I move on to the last book, and it's just because these are the books I grabbed with me. I have more books that I've released, but I will talk more about that in subsequent postings for sure. One of the comments, and they left this on, I think, on the act, like the Amazon review. She said, like, one of the ladies was like, you know, there was Black women who were showing some cleavage and whoop, and you know, I just didn't think we was doing that or something like that. And so they gave a bad review, and it was like, man, that's not nice, but whatever. Now, this one, this could be one of the faulty ones. And here's why I say faulty one. Is because the correct title, it was either Why the Wind Cries or When the Wind Cries. I honestly don't remember. I'm forgive me. But, cute little white kid on the front. This is probably like the second best-selling book I've ever released. I don't know their ethnicities though, because Amazon. Let's be honest. But all of these books are available on Amazon. And you know, it's literally just a book teaching kids about the different types of just about the weather, about the sky, how wind power is created, what is fog, what is why does wind howl, and it has all these really cool illustrations. And then one of the things that I really love, if you go towards the back, it explains what an anemometer is, and I said that wrong, and get over it, the book says it right. So what do you know about clouds? I haven't seen this book in a while. I gotta get back to it. I'm just now realizing that some books, after, like, and I think it's because if I'm not selling them currently, I'm not focused on them, because like the books that I'm working on right now, that's all I can think about. Like I have a book on Norse mythology for kids that I've been working on for almost a year, and it's like 75% done, and I cannot wait. it will likely be the biggest book I've ever released, in size and text, in number of illustrations, all that. But it, like, I go over the different, what's a cumulus cloud, what's a stratus cloud, and so one of my best-selling books on Amazon. That is a fact. So yeah, grab When the Big Trucks Show Up to the North Pole on Amazon, no matter your color.